Hello everybody, it's been a while since I made a video, but nice to see y'all. I hope you guys are enjoying my gameplay of Call of Duty Nazi Zombies Unnotched. But anyways, today I wanted to talk about car dealerships and scams and why you should be very careful where you take your car at. So while I was working some long hours trying to grind and save a bunch of money as much as I can, trying to lock in, I did have my car break down, and it really did suck because when it broke down, the whole transmission and engine completely just shat itself, and it was awful because I was on the highway when this happened, and thankfully I was able to pull over to the side and have one of my siblings pick me up, right? It was a nice feeling to be able to get picked up, and then I had to tow the car to try to get it back at my house and try to sell it in the junkyard or something because, bro, it was super unexpected. But the good thing is that I still found a way to get around to work, and thank God for the Amazon Flex where I could work around these type of crazy like hardships when it comes to getting to work with transportation, because transportation's so fucking hard to get around without a car. Unfortunately, where I work at is like it's in the middle of nowhere, so I can't like take a bus or something. So Ubering has been the way to go in getting rides from other people when I can. But anyways, I went ahead and bought a new car. I found a good deal online for a 2005 Mazda 6 for the whole thing for $2,300. It was just an old beater car fixer-upper that I wanted to get because I really do not like car payments. And I do highly recommend anyone that if you're able to have some type of money to buy something in cash and then fix it up, I highly recommend it because, man, it's really pays off in the long run, because once you get it up and running, you don't have to worry about no car payment, and trust me, it helps you stack a lot faster. But anyways, I found a good deal online to get a 2005 Mazda 6. It was used. It's a nice little car, right? Like, it had some problems. It was a fixer-upper, but the car drove and ran just fine. It's also a pretty fast car compared to my older car. My old Mitsubishi Lancer, it was not the Evo. It was just like the regular Mitsubishi Lancer. It wasn't too bad, but damn, this car is really fast. Now, the issues were not that severe for the most part. Like, it just needed a new battery because it was old, air filter was dirty, and also needed an obvious oil change, and obviously headlights, right? Because the headlight bulbs were out, and the way it was worded to me and sold to me was the light was like pretty bad, right? Like, it wasn't great, but the title was clean and everything, and I thought I'd give this a chance because, you know, it's a little fixer-upper, but it's a nice car that will pay off in the long run, and I hear a lot of good things about Mazdas. So I went ahead and bought it, signed the title over to me and everything, and yeah, so far the car has been running great. So usually I would take my car to like a local car shop that I trust, right? Like nothing super big corporations or nothing, because I hear a lot of bad things. But unfortunately, all the car shops I wanted to take this thing to were all very booked and busy, and I had to do it the day before, right? Because a lot of headlight assemblies or headlight replacements usually don't take too long. At first it was just the bulbs, but unfortunately it just needed the whole entire assembly because water got into it. But anyways, so I went ahead, unfortunately, booked this thing to Firestone, and that was a huge mistake, right? So I went to take this car into Firestone, and man, the first day, you know, everything, the customers or employees were nice, like they were chill, laid back for the most part. But the thing was, when I had them go ahead and look at it, right, like they were asking me, saying like, oh shit, you might need a whole headlight assembly replacement. And I was like, oh shit, I thought it was just the bulbs, but you're like, you know, whatever, it's just the headlights, at least the car runs, you know. And obviously a car like this was a fixer-upper anyways. And so I asked for the price. They wanted a $900 repair, but they did offer like $1,000 loan if needed. So I did get approved for it and everything, and I originally wanted to go for it. I was like, I really don't like taking out loans or nothing, so we'll see. So I went ahead and tried and gave it a chance, right? Because it was only going to be like a $330 a month for this stupid ass little loan, because it beats a car payment. So I went ahead and agreed to it, right? And then all of a sudden, a few days go by, and everything was going all right, I guess. And then they called me telling me that my alternator was bad. And I thought it was weird because I did do the alternator voltage test, and it was an older car, and it was running just fine. Like, the results were fine because I took this thing to O'Reilly's. They tested the alternator, and they even said it was fine and everything. Even though the car was a little bit older, that it ran just fine, and it didn't have any, like, terrible issues with that. So I found that really awkward and odd, right? You know, I was like, oh, we'll see what else they also are going to say. And they also wanted to charge me for a $300 for a little headlight cap on the back. It's this little thing they have that protects the wiring from water from getting into it and everything. But that's the thing that they told me in the first place, right? And that's why I agreed to it, and that's what really confused me. They wanted to try to get an extra $300 for a little $10 cap for labor, and that's when I was like, nah, dude, that's not cool. Like, nah, I don't agree with that at all. But I did ask, is there a way you could do it without this headlight cap, right? And I could just do it later and bring it back. I only said that so I could just quickly order the part online and just put it in myself, because it literally is like a bottle cap for something for those headlights to protect it. It was like really ridiculous. So they actually did agree and say, yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. And all my cars and everything would be fixed, right? Well, here's where the shit happens on Friday. So Friday rolls around. I went to go pick up the car because we agreed to pick this thing up around noon, right? And I asked Firestone, one of the guys, I was like, hey, I said, I'm here to pick up my car. And then they were here to tell me and check and say, is it that Mazda? I'm like, yeah. And they tell me that no work was done at all. And this obviously kind of really disappointed me and upsetted me, because they had 4 whole days to do this type of task. And they even called me, tell me about what I needed to also do. And the reason why they didn't do the work is because they were trying to hold this over my head to pay $300 for that little headlight cap. And they refused to do the labor and everything because of it, even though I did tell them I was going to probably do it myself or come back if I needed them to. It was really ridiculous because they were trying to force me to pay an extra $300 when I told them no. So, you know, we were just kind of like talking about it. I wasn't really like trying to argue with them or nothing, because I don't got time for that, because I had to work in a couple hours, because the plan was to pick up this car, you know, and drive this thing to work, and then the next day get the tile and everything done, right? Because I would have headlights and everything so I could see at night. Because all I wanted was just to get all my plates transferred over and then the title in my name after, since I signed it. It was fucking crazy. But anyways, I talked to the dude and I just told him, hey, I need to pick up the car. I'm sorry. I'm going to take my car elsewhere. And the good thing is, I didn't really negotiate any type of, like, start some type of fight. I didn't try to negotiate anything else. But the thing that did kind of piss me off was they did get around to the car and actually did some labor on it, but they tried to withhold me, just try to get extra money out of me. And that's why y'all need to be careful. But there's a good ending to this, which is excellent. But anyways, it was scary because I had to drive this fucking thing back to my house with not a single headlight. And I'll show you guys this picture of what this damn thing looked like. Like, bro, it was crazy. It looked like eyeball sockets were taken out of somebody's head on this headlights thing. So it looked super ghetto and trashy and just looked horrible. But, you know, no headlights. Like, at least on my old car, I had some type of headlight working. But now, I could just get pulled over for really easy for this shit for anything. It was like, oh, man, it was such a bitch. But anyways, when I took this thing back to the house, yeah, I called my buddy, right? I have a buddy that's a certified mechanic, but I was so scared, right? Like, I did not want to, like, hit him up, because I haven't hit this dude up in a long time. Like, because life's been busy and shit, you know? And I didn't want to hit him up just to do a favor for me or something, because I don't like to use people like that. But nah, we talked about it. He wanted to do the labor for me and everything and teach me on how to replace stuff. And I thought it was nice as long as I paid for the part. So he did show me this cool-ass website called rockauto.com. For any of y'all like that knows about cars a little bit, it's a nice little website to get parts for your cars, and it's a lot cheaper, and they ship pretty decently fast too. And I was really shocked on like how much they wanted to do everything, because at Firestone, bro, these motherfuckers, they wanted like $2,000 almost for everything, right? If you include the loan. And when I did all the parts and ordered them that I needed, it was only like $400 for everything. And my buddy, like I said, is going to help me do all this labor on it for free. Or it is fucking awesome, because I never had a friend like that would all be willing to do this for me like this on car shit. So it's really nice to have a buddy that's willing to teach you stuff like this. And I gotta say, dude, is that like I'm so glad I did not fall for something like this in the giant money pit, because it could have been a lot worse, you know? Like I could have had all my money and shit drained from a stupid ass like big repair, because I also hear that Firestone's known for like jacking with people's cars on purpose, so they have to come back and buy more shit and fix it. And I don't really like that either, because I don't think doing shit like that is really cool, because most people just want their stuff done and go about their day, because doing shady business tactics like that, especially in this economy, is just very scummy. And it's just like, why the fuck do a lot of these damn companies do this? Because it's sad, because if anywhere else were to do it, dude, you get in trouble and get arrested. But one thing I will say too is that ever since my best best friend taught me how to like buy a used car properly for the most part, and as long as it runs and you can fix it up. He did teach me that how much more money you can save, and you don't have to break your bank entirely in order to have a nice looking car. Because I do like older cars anyways, because there's something weird about newer cars. Like, I'm not sure what it is. Like, it seems like nowadays it's all about the tech side of things when it comes to newer cars, and not just like how the car actually runs and drives. Sure, there's some things that like are cool, like Tesla's having like self-driving features, but it seems like every car now is trying to have these fucking iPad-looking things just like the Tesla, and it's just kind of annoying. And I've noticed that material on the outside is not less metal and more plastic, and I don't like that either because it makes things more easily be able to break and not as durable. It's fucking crazy. But anyways, everybody, that is the reason why I've also have not been making videos too, because I have been stressed as shit from all the car stuff to the point where I just didn't want to make any videos or nothing because it was rough. But now I'm getting it all figured out finally. I'm just glad to be able to tell you all this story. And y'all, be careful where you get your cars, because Facebook could also work, but also dealerships could also do the same shit to you. So I just kind of look at it as a pick your poison type of thing when it comes to cars. Would you rather get something that might work for a long time, but you might have to make a lot of payments, or would you rather have something that will also run for a good while too, but you're going to have to fix it up quite a bit? It just depends where you go, and you just got to know what you're doing. And also, this type of stuff kind of got me into making cars, or not making cars, but getting into car stuff more often, so next time I don't have to go into this shit, because nowadays it seems like the best way to do this type of car stuff is try to be your own mechanic if you can. But anyways, everybody, thank y'all so much for watching. Do you guys happen to have any type of car stuff that's happened to you in the past, or anything that's happened recently? Feel free to let me know, because I know a lot of y'all who drive cars probably had see these type of problems before, and car problems are no joke, bro. It's the most annoying thing in the world, because it feels like when something breaks down, it's a list of other shit too. But anyways, lads, you all take it easy, enjoy your car if you got one, and I'll see y'all in the next video, so peace out.